Hi everyone, here we are at the final episode of the Bronchelor. I have to tell you, what an amazing journey. Like Bronson, I got to know most of these young women who are very, very, very nice people. This has been a tough season for Bronson because he's torn as to who to choose and so forth because, you know, as we all know, Bronson isn't like offending or hurting anybody, but I think he's narrowed down. We're just gonna have to wait to see, but I first want to thank all of you in the Bronchelor Nation who have supported us, our loyal viewers who have made this all possible. We cannot thank you enough. So sit tight and we'll just have to wait and see what Bronson does next on this final episode.
Okay, we're here. It's the end of week 4 and it is time for me to pick the top 2. However, things are getting like a little tricky because as I've been thinking about it, I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, it feels unfair for me to select someone to come down to Florida when I know that my mind has already been made up, for lack of a better word. You know, I've really enjoyed getting to know everyone, and it's been great. And I think in different circumstances, things could have been different with different people. Like, this is just a weird environment to be doing this, and so I think that what I've looked for has been different than in a normal environment. I was supposed to go down to 2, but as I was talking to the top 4, there was one girl that stood out that I just wanted to get to know more. I don't know why. I don't really have many good reasons to back it up, which I know is frustrating, but I'm just going off what who I wanted to keep talking to. I wanted to keep talking to all the girls, but now we're getting to the point where I have to bring 2 people down to Florida, and it doesn't feel right to me to bring someone down when I know that nothing's gonna happen, or nothing's gonna continue on with that person. So I'm changing the rules, which I guess I can do because it's my show. So I guess I can do whatever I want, but I have decided to bring 1 girl down to Florida instead of 2 because that's the girl that I want to continue getting to know. And so I guess that makes her the winner, because she'll be the only one coming down to Florida. So without further ado, that girl is Paige. Paige and I got along really well. I think we had a really strong connection, and she was someone that I was speaking to pretty frequently throughout the last couple weeks, just to get to know, and I was enjoying talking to her. And she's someone that I think it's important for me to meet in person because that'll really get me to see if there's substance there more so than just within the realm of the show. So she is on her way to Florida. She's coming next week, and we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting for sure.
When Bronson first asked me to come to Florida, I think I was just totally caught off guard, and I think that he was shocked that I felt that way, but I was really surprised, and it all ended up happening really quickly. So in about 24 hours, it went from him asking me to come to Florida to then my plane being booked, my hotel being booked, and then I had days before I was going to be getting on the plane. So it went really quickly, but I am very happy that I did make the decision to go to Florida and that I'll have those memories forever.
All right, I'm on my way to the airport to pick Paige up for the weekend, which is kind of crazy to be saying. I didn't even think it would really get to this point in this process, but here we are. I'm not nervous, but it's just like a little bit of a weird situation to be in. Good weird, but weird nonetheless. You know, I only met her over Zoom We've only chatted, never met in person, but my connection with her, I felt, was the strongest out of the group. So now I'm excited to meet her and see where it goes from there. And you guys will be there with us the whole weekend, along for the ride. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're at the beach, chilling. I'm drinking a High Noon, on brand. And we're just relaxing, all right? What are we doing? We've just literally been hanging out, getting to know each other. We've recorded a podcast that Paige watched and listened to. And it was weird, like the first couple minutes, maybe.
Like you picking me up for the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it feels fine, and we're just hanging out. And yeah, enjoying the weather.
Hanging out with your family.
Yes, we've been hanging out with the fam. And today we didn't even do much, we just like ran errands.
It's like a normal day for you and your family.
It was like a normal Saturday. We went to lunch, then ran errands, and then did a podcast. And now we're here. That's it.
Great view over here, Ronnie.
I got one.
So funny.
Say hi, Paige.
Hi.
No, we're good. These fireworks are just for us. We coordinated it. Just like the actual Bachelor. Just like the actual Bachelor. We planned it.
Perfect.
The producers planned it.
Yep.
That's here in Miami. What do you think?
I love it.
Have you ever been here before?
I have not.
So we're showing you around.
Doing some first.
What have we done so far?
A lot of driving around.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah. I feel like that's what we've done so far.
Yeah, and now we're walking around shopping.
We're with the fam.
Yeah, everyone's here. I had a great weekend with Paige. She came down on Friday and we spent the whole weekend together and we had a blast. She fit right in with the family and totally just was easygoing and really enjoyable to be around, which I guess is one of the reasons why I connected with her in the first place and wanted her to be the person to come down.
I never thought that I would make it to the final. There were so many great girls from the beginning, but I will say that each time that Bronson and I talked, I felt like we had more and more in common, and we really had similar values and agreed on the more important topics as well. And that was something that was really important to me as the process moved forward.
She's a super likable person, super nice, and very easy to get along with, which is one of the reasons why I connected with her in the first place so well. And I'm really happy that she came. You know, it was good to meet in person and see if that connection is there like it was when we were FaceTiming, but in real life.
I honestly have nothing but good things to say about Bronson. He is such a gentleman, and it was really comfortable being around him. I felt like I could be myself. His sense of humor is one of my favorite things about him, and I felt like I was just laughing the entire weekend. Him and his family and their dynamic is exactly what it looks like online, and so I was really happy to be a part of that, be able to just mess around with them.
I think from here is where it gets interesting and gray. I mean, so this is done now, right? Like, we did the Bronchelor, I met all the girls, I picked one, they came down to Florida, I met them, and so now what? I think my approach is that I'm just gonna take it a day at a time with Paige and see where it goes. So I think for now we just take it a day at a time, continue what we've been doing, which has been enjoyable and works, and we'll see.
As far as the future, I am really looking forward to seeing how this goes and wanting to just continue what we've been doing. Obviously, long distance is not the most ideal situation and probably one that people wouldn't choose, but I do think that Bronson is a great guy. I think he's worth putting in that work for, and I'm interested to just continue doing what we've been doing and figuring it out as we go. To this day, I feel like I'm still surprised that I did this whole journey. But it has been a crazy experience, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity. Not only did I get to meet a great guy and his wonderful family, but I've gained some friends through the experience and have also gained some self-confidence. And I feel like I am very pleased with the person that I am, and I feel comfortable with who I am now. And it's just so weird that where I am in my life right now, I owe a part of that to Bronson and his dad for starting this podcast, and it's honestly really cool that I get to be a part of it.
I think this whole experience was great, different than what I thought it was going to be, for sure. I thought it was going to be a lot less pressure and stress on me. I thought it was just going to be laid back, go with the flow, but I guess I neglected to think that the women that were applying were actual people with actual feelings. You can forget that just because it's a show, you know, you don't really think people, I don't know, that sounds horrible, but it wasn't easy, the whole process. And I remember saying to my dad, or to my whole family, I remember saying whenever we'd watch The Bachelor, I was like, you couldn't pay me to go on the actual Bachelor, because it sounds like a nightmare to date all these people, and it sounds so complicated, and to have to break up with people, multiple people, sounds horrible, like a nightmare. But I signed myself up for my own and created it myself, so I don't know why I said you'd have to pay me, because I'm doing it for free right now. But it was a really great experience, and I did learn a lot about what I want in a person more so, and what in a life partner. Something I've gone after in the past are physical looks and just what I'm attracted to, like, right away. But with this experience, it kind of forced me to develop relationships with these girls based on personalities and connections more so than looks, because we were just over Zoom. You know, you can't really tell what someone looks like or what your attraction level is to them, which I think was really nice to develop relationships based on a mutual connection of personalities rather than, oh, I find you hot and you find me hot, you know? So I think that that's something I'll take into future relationships. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and if it includes Paige or not, that will, you know, time will tell for that. But I had a great experience with this, and I hope you all watching enjoyed it as well.
Wow, what a final episode. I did not see that coming. I gotta tell you something. What a great episode. Bronson made a great choice. Paige spent the entire weekend with the actual Bloom family. We got to know her. Great, top-notch person. Paige, you're a fine young lady. To all those of you who did not make it, I gotta tell you something. Thank you again for your support, for taking part in this first season of The Bronchelor. And I gotta tell you, we can't wait to season number 2 of The Bronchelor. Thank you, everybody. What happens between Paige and Bronson? Nobody knows. That's their decision. But if nothing else, I gotta tell you something. I personally made a new friend. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the Bronchelor Nation and all of you viewers. Have a great time, and we'll see you next season.